it before, man. So what I want to talk about today, man, is because I've been having consultations with guys, man, who are stuck in situations that they know they should be out of. You know how you're in a situation and that situation fits you until you outgrow the situation. Then, if you're still in the situation, you're being taken advantage of. You're being used. You're being a fool. Any man who stays in the situation that doesn't deserve him, that's not up to par for who he is, that doesn't match with his life, that doesn't coincide with the level of man he's grown to, that man needs to understand that he has to put himself in a better position, put himself in a position to win. See, here's the thing. If you run the cross country, you probably shouldn't run in a 100-meter dash. Likewise, if you run a 100-meter dash, you probably shouldn't be trying to run cross country. Don't run a marathon if all you practice for is the 100-yard dash. It's a 100-yard dash. 4x400 relay. Don't run the cross country. Don't run a marathon if that's all you practice for. Shaq should never enter the three-point competition. Carl Anthony Towns should. Obviously. So when you think about it, you have to ask yourself, are you being a fool in the situation you're in? Because there are many men who are married. There are many men who think they're in a great situation, but it's not a great situation if you have to compromise to make it work. We live in a society that tells us you got to compromise to make a marriage or a relationship work. Man, you ain't got to compromise nothing. If you build yourself to the most alpha version of yourself, you've already made all the compromises you need to make. You've already made all the concessions that you need to make. You've already made all the sacrifices that you need to make. You mean to tell me you sacrifice, compromise, and do all of those things to make yourself the most alpha version of yourself, and then when you become that version, you still got to compromise to be in a situation with somebody? Nah, man, y'all know that don't make sense. Y'all know it don't make sense. It does not make sense. And that's why we ain't gonna do it. Fee, what up, homie? What up? Mob in the building. Lazarus Brown, appreciate the 5 bone. BOA love from Charlotte, man. Represent Charlotte. Boy, Charlotte is a nice town, boy. I'm thinking about getting me a piece of property in Charlotte. I ain't lying, boy. I would love to be in Charlotte in the summertime, man. Got to get away from there in the winter, though. But I like Charlotte, man. I like Durham too. But so let's get into it, man. First, let's talk about some of the most foolhardy beta male mindsets that men embrace in today's society. And there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of foolhardy societies that men are embracing. It's just a bunch of dumb mindsets. And they're going to rub people the wrong way, man, because they dumb, but people still do them. They dumb mindsets. Absolutely dumb mindsets. And we're going to talk about some of these dumb mindsets. Because here's the thing. Any mindset that takes away from you being the most alpha version of yourself is a dumb mindset. Any mindset that makes you feel like less than a man is a dumb mindset. Any mindset that makes you feel like you compromise a thing you shouldn't compromise is a dumb mindset. Any mindset that makes you feel like you coming up on the short end of the stick is a dumb mindset. It's a dumb mindset. And we're going to talk about a couple of dumb mindsets before we get into the meat of this thing. Y'all go get yourself something to drink, man. Get yourself a snack or whatever you're gonna do, man. If you about to go to the gym, if you pulling up at the gym, go ahead and go in. They won't gonna last long enough for you to get your workout on, man. Because you know we didn't do a show yesterday, so I had an extra day to compile information. Once again, Wilbur Wilson, appreciate the $100 sponsorship, my brother. Salute to you. C.S. Lewis famously said, the homemaker has the ultimate career. All other careers exist for one purpose only, and that is to support the ultimate career. Good afternoon, sir. I believe a man's career is his masculinity and his purpose. It is. It is. Well said. Well said. Salute again to you, brother. Salute. Now, one of the most beta mindsets ever is get used to rejection from women. That's a dumb mindset. Because if you end up in a relationship, it seems like a great mindset when you're going out here chasing women, trying to get women. She gonna turn you down. 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 She might not turn you down. She gonna be lukewarm. But then 100 of them gonna turn you down. Get used to rejection. Getting used to rejection means that what you're doing is failing and you're not making any adjustments to it. You're just accepting that this doesn't work and I'm going to keep doing it and I'm going to keep accepting the rejection of doing something that doesn't work. Go walk into a bank to get a business loan without a business plan. They turn you down. You go back 6 months later without a business plan and go to another bank. They turn you down. You go to a loan shark with no business plan. He gonna loan you the money, but he gonna do something to your legs and your thumbs if you don't pay him back. Then when you do that, you finally get out of that situation and your legs and thumbs heal up, you go back to another bank without a business plan to get a business loan. You understand what I'm saying? It's an idiotic mindset because it puts you in a position to accept losing more than you win. No man should be willing to accept a situation where he loses more than he wins continually. I'm not talking about sometimes, I'm talking about continually. If you do it for 5 years, you lose more than you win for 5 years, brothers. I'm talking about you lose more than you win for 5 years, man. Man, which one of us want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Which one of us want to live in that life, man? It's kind of like these guys out here, man, talking about marriage this and marriage that and marriage that. Man, you a fool. You legally marry around one of these bros, man. What you look like legally marrying a woman in America? I don't care how good you think she is. She can be a good woman until you marry her and she starts to settle into the power that legal marriage in America gives her. It's not that women are bad and they're not worth having. If you find one worth having, she's worth having. But once you put the legality into it, it changes her because it gives her power she never had. You ain't never got to worry about losing half of what you got until you marry a woman. So these guys out here preaching that, for one thing, they ain't got no wife. If they do got a wife, they getting treated terribly by her. Or they got an ex-wife that still treat them terribly. You got to understand, man. It is not a smart thing to do. It doesn't make sense. Mod Squad in the building, man. We got SJ3 in the building, man. We got Famo in the building, man. We got Brown Hornet 1975 in the building. Appreciate the dub, Hornet. Appreciate it. Another idiotic beta male sentimental mindset is 50-50 relationships. 50-50 relationships. It means that I'm going to take this life that I've built and give half of it to the woman in order to marry her, and then she get to keep that half when she divorces me. See, one thing that cannot be denied is that the 50-50 relationship more than likely takes place within a legal marriage. And there you go again, right back to the stupidity of legal marriage, man. Legal marriage is stupid in America. If you want to legally marry a woman, you better go to another country. You better take her to another country. Y'all better relocate to that country and don't never come back to the States. That's what I'm trying to get you men to understand. I'm not saying that nowhere in the world should you do it, but right here in America, in the West altogether, you shouldn't do it. But especially, specifically in America, it's dumb. It's dumb, dog. And you got folks talking about, men don't have no babies out of wedlock. You know, people say, well, stop having babies out of wedlock. Do you know that 60% of marriages end in divorce? The majority of those men have children. So they didn't have children out of wedlock. Still paying child support. Still doing everything that a man does who had children out of quote unquote wedlock. It's called wedlock for a reason. Because when you wed, your ass is locked up. You're a prisoner in your own home. It makes no sense. And here's the thing. If, like Chief's saying, if you get a woman from somewhere else and you bring her here, she's going to be defiled in a year. Within a year, she's gonna be defiled because you gotta let her go do stuff. You gotta let her go grocery shop. You gotta let her go get her hair taken care of. You gotta go let her get a. You gotta go. You gotta let her do a female maintenance. You gotta let her do that, man. You gotta let her do these things. You gotta let her have spa time. Yeah, you can bring the spa to the house, but you gotta let the woman get out sometime. And all it takes is for her to get out, boy, to see what she could be in the good old U.S. of A. And it's always going to be more than she could be in the country you got her from. I've met women, man, from other countries, man. I met them here, and then they went back home, man, and they wanted to come here with me, man. I just couldn't do it. No, we ain't finna be here. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. And that's just the reality of it, man. And here's the thing. We have to be honest about these things and stop acting like these guys who are around here talking this crazy talk. These guys who talk about, oh, my wife, and my wife is, and she's my queen to be. Them dudes right there. My wife is this, and my wife. Man, we ain't gonna listen to them dudes. Them dudes is lying, man. Them dudes have compromised so much of their manhood and masculinity, man, that they don't even know what to do. Another simp, beta male mindset. It's embodying the fatherhood of another man's child. Man, let me tell y'all something. It's not that we just look at single mothers. Like, we don't even look at single mothers negatively as much as we look at, if you get with a single mother, you're going to be a stepdad. Man, let me tell you something. Even the men who are in stepdad situation don't really want to be stepdad. They're just caught up on the woman. When you get so caught up on the woman, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. Django, we got your woman. You're going to do whatever you got to do to get the woman, to keep the woman, to deal with the woman, to make the woman happy, man. You're going to do everything in your power to try to prove to that woman that you love her child like it was your own. Knowing damn well you can't do that. Knowing you can't. And right in line with that, man, listen, I'll give you a perfect example. Bow Wow and Future have a child by the same one. I think her name, what her name is? Joy Chavis, something like that. When Bow Wow goes to get his child and take it somewhere, or take his child something, he take Future child something too. Or he take Future child with him. And he brags about that. But here's the thing, you don't have to worry about that if she ain't got no child by nobody else. And if that's Bow Wow thing, that's his thing if he want to do it. But what I am saying is, as a man, you don't know if you do it in that situation. Because you're a different man when you're in that situation. When you're in that stepdad situation, you're a different man than you would be if you weren't in that situation. So if you step into that situation, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know how you're going to live. You don't know how you're going to feel. You don't know what you're going to accept. You don't know what you're going to deny. You don't know what you're going to try. You don't know what you're going to let get by. You don't know. Until you put yourself in a situation that compromises your manhood and masculinity, you don't know what you're going to do. Because once you compromise it, who knows what's on the table for you? Who knows? And that's real talk, man. Who knows what's on the table for you? Another absolutely terrible mindset is giving a woman something she hasn't earned. That's going to be the crux of our discussion today. Giving a woman something she hasn't earned. See, if you're a simp and you got a woman, if you recover from your symptom and become the most alpha version of yourself, that woman who had you as a simp doesn't deserve you as the most alpha version of yourself. She just doesn't deserve you. She hasn't earned you, man. She hasn't put herself in a position to deserve that. She hasn't earned the right to be with you. She earned the right to be with that dude who you used to be, not the man you are now. Not the man you are now. Upgrading bag ladies. You got guys upgrading bag ladies, man. I'm talking about literally upgrading bag ladies, man. Boy, you know how wild you got to be to upgrade a bag lady. You know what a bag lady is? A lady who ain't got nothing but a bag. And you give it a jet set life. You give her the mansion life. She ain't got nothing but a bag. Know what the bag is? Nothing but the bag she bring to your crib when she visit. Nothing but the bag she bring when y'all go somewhere. All she got is a bag. All she owns to her name is that bag and what's in it. How you gonna upgrade a bag, lady? How you gonna build yourself into the most out version of yourself? And the best thing you think you could do is upgrade a bag, lady? Come on, man. I want y'all to look at yourself in the mirror, man, and say you deserve better than that. Look at yourself as a man and say, man, I'm going to look out for you. That's my job. You've been there with me the whole time, dog. When I've been grinding, it's been you. I tell myself that every day. BOA, I'm going to tell you, my nigga, you've been grinding with me from the time, man, when I had 1 subscriber. It's been you. When all these suckers were hating, when I said cold approaches beta, which I still stand by to this day, which show you them suckers can't change my mind. But when I said cold approaches beta, all these joker men went out there, man, and talked all kind of crazy, man. Oh, man, cold approaches beta. And now they getting their butt burnt around here, cold approaching these broad, man, having to live the truth about what I'm saying. They ain't worth cold approaching. Man, BOA with that with me the whole time. From the grind, from day one, even before all this, man. BOA with me on the vow to Nazarite when we cut ourselves off from the world, took the vow to Nazarite, separated ourselves to the ways of God. BOA that with me the whole time. When I was sitting in that courtroom, man, sitting in front of that judge, man, who do not like D-boys, man, and he was finna throw the book at me, man, and my lawyer just worked it out and finessed me into the next courtroom, man, and I ain't getting no time. I got a fine, but I ain't getting no time. Now, when you think about that, I did get some time on some papers, but when you think about that, man, I was there with me the whole time. Who was there with me when I was throwing iron and get iron thrown at me? Who was there with me? Who was there when I had to go through the things I had to go through, man, to recognize, man, if you're gonna be in the hood, you gotta be a shark. Because if you ain't a shark, you're a guppy. With teeth marks on your back. Bleeding from shark bites. Who was there with me? BOA. Don't nobody know my whole history and nowhere but me. And that's how you got to view yourself. Ain't nobody going to protect you, but you look at your life. Don't you understand anything you let yourself get in, you're going to be stuck in it? And when you realize that you don't supposed to be in something, get yourself out of it. People be telling me, man, Will Smith, man, he got too much to lose. He ain't got too much to lose. He got enough to lose. How you got too much to lose? If you're going to lose, they're going to put you in the poorhouse, make you have to move in with your mom and dad. Yeah, you got too much to lose. Will ain't got too much to lose. He got just enough to lose. Get that brown half, send her on her way, and then rebuild the rest of his life because he's going to turn back into the most alpha version of himself. He's going to turn back into Independence Day Will. And not red table talk Will. And that's how all you men have to view your lives, man. So when you give a woman something she had earned, Jada hadn't earned the life that Will is giving her. She might have deserved it before, but she don't deserve it now. And many of you men in a situation with women where you know good and well that woman you with don't deserve you, man. You can't compromise what you want to make a woman feel validated and appreciated. Because she ain't going to do that for you. You cannot compromise and sacrifice what you want in order to make a woman feel validated, appreciated. It just doesn't work. And you got to stop taking relationship advice from men who don't have any power in a situation with their broad. If you ain't got no power in your situation with your woman, bro, you can't tell nobody that. All you can tell somebody to do how to be a weak man, be a simp, get around by a woman. That's all you can tell a man. And that's real. One more thing. And this is the worst one. This is the most simp, absolutely egregious beta male mindset in the world. The open marriage. Let me tell you something. If you got money and you grinding and you steadily building and growing in every way, you ain't finna accept no open marriage, man, no open relationship. It don't make sense. Ain't no woman around you that got that much value. It just ain't no woman around you with that much value. Your mama ain't got that much value. So if a woman got as much value as your mama, she still ain't got enough value for that. There ain't nothing more simple. There ain't no explanation for that level of simping. There ain't no explanation. Listen, marriage in America is already bad enough. But to be in a marriage, which is an empowering position for a woman to then say, okay, I'm gonna marry you, but you can be whoever you want to be with. That represents that you view men and women as equals. That means you view men and women as equal. So you believe that whatever you do, she should be able to do it, which means that she's controlling your mindset. You're thinking like her because she believes whatever you do, she should be able to do it. And so you just say, you're right. You know what? You're right. You go from like this. Hey, look here. This how it's gonna be. You know, I'm gonna be out here and you're gonna be here, you're gonna hold me down. That's what you're gonna do. Oh, you don't wanna do that? You wanna do it too? Okay, well, I think you should be able to do it too. Okay, well, I ain't gonna worry about what you do then. I ain't gonna worry about it. You can do whatever you want to do. Your voice start changing, man. You start singing soprano because you lose your manhood and masculinity. You gotta understand that there is no value in the open relationship. Because what's the purpose of tying yourself into a term like relationship with someone who's just gonna be single? Two people in an open relationship are two single people, man, that tied by law. How the hell two single people gonna be tied together by law? Dumbest thing I ever heard, man. Dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Except for not paying the cost to be the boss. See, that's the problem. If you don't pay the cost to be the boss, you probably got to be in an open marriage. Ain't no man who paid the cost to be the boss finna settle for that unless he just all the way simped out for a woman. I'm talking about, well, she got him so open, man. Listen, man, she got him open like prostitute legs, man. Got that boy open all the time. That's a different scenario. A woman got you open like that, boy, ain't no telling what you'll do. And that's real, homies. Y'all know I ain't making this up, man. Y'all know good and well I ain't making this up, man. I wouldn't make it up. I wouldn't do that to y'all, man. I just wouldn't make no bull up, man, and tell y'all about it, man. Now let's get into the meat of this thing. Let's talk about some ways to tell that you're being a fool for a woman who doesn't respect or appreciate you. Even if she did respect and appreciate you before, see, we ain't talking about before. We talking about what's going on now. You got to ask yourself, what has the woman done for you lately? What has the woman done for you lately? What's taking place lately to make you think the woman is on your side like that? What's going on to make you think that the woman is down for you like that? What's going on to make you think that the woman has love and respect and values you the way that a woman should? So let's get into this. If you don't accept that all women got some thought in them, you're going to have a problem. All women got some thought in them. Some of them don't follow through with it. I have never met a woman who didn't have aspirations to be an exotic dancer at some point. Some of them have dreams of being, at least fantasies of being an adult film star. But all of them have some thought in them. Now, I'm not saying they all want to be adult film stars and exotic dancers, but they all have some thought in them. So if you out here looking for the woman who ain't got no thought in her, you simping. You being beta. If you think you got a woman who ain't got no thought in her, you being a fool. Because she does. And here's what you can't do. You can't ridicule the woman for letting that out to you, because many of you men are in situations with women that you have made suppress that. Because you are talking about, oh no, you shouldn't be about that, and no, woman should want that, and you shouldn't, no, you shouldn't desire that, and it ain't all about sex, and sometimes you gotta control your lust, and church and religion, and not you tell a woman all that, so she shut it down on you. But let me tell you something. When you make a woman shut it down, it still don't die. It's there and it's festering. And instead of being at a level where she can maintain it, because she's y'all engaging in interesting ways all the time, she has to suppress it and just be a flatbacker to you. And eventually it's gonna erupt. And when it erupts, it's not gonna be with you. So if you are with a woman and she ain't intimate with you, I'm talking about an attractive woman now. If your woman is still attractive and she ain't being intimate with you, the chance is she's being intimate with someone else. And here's the thing about it. What you have to understand is this. If you got a woman at home and she's still making her contribution to the adult toy industry, bro, let me tell you something. You ain't got yourself no woman. You ain't got yourself no woman, man. That woman is not interested in you intimately. And I try to tell men all the time, if your woman don't want you intimately, she don't want you. She's just using you for whatever benefit she can get, but she don't want you. She don't want you. And you still paying the cost to be the boss. More than likely, you still footing the bill. You still providing and protecting for a woman who don't even want. At the very least, a woman can want you, man. You mean tell me you with a woman that don't want you? If your woman is not being intimate with you and you are paying bills, you are being a fool. Not just foolhardy. I'm talking about a stone cold fool, man. You're just being a fool. And then if you have to embrace the idea, well, it ain't all about, if you telling yourself, well, it ain't all about sex, boy, you being a fool. If you telling yourself, well, she work hard too, man, and so, she have a lot of things to do, so by the time it come around to that, boy, you being a fool. Let me tell you something. She better not feed them children and come break you off. Then go feed them. She better come home with some pizza and get them children some pizza and come in there and take care of man. She better get out work early so she could go in there and cook and have the food already in the microwave and in the oven. So when they come home, they can just heat it up so she come in there and take care of her man. I don't care. She take them jokers to McDonald's and get some of that slop. She better take them to McDonald's and get some. She better buy them some chips and some hot dogs or something. You know what I'm saying? She better do something, man. She better buy some ramen noodles, man. Let me tell you something. She better give them some of them little Velveeta mac and cheese in the cup, or you just pour the water in and put it in the microwave. She better get them some. Because her goal is to please you. And if you're with a woman who that ain't her goal, homie, you being a fool. Because I guarantee you doing at least enough to get that. You're doing at least enough to get that. And you can't even get that? Well, let me tell you something. That's why legal marriage is such a trap. Because it puts you in a situation where you got to go through way more than you should have to go through to get rid of a woman who's not taking her responsibility to please you seriously. That's a very serious responsibility. Matter of fact, her most important responsibility is to please you. What's the purpose of having a wife tying yourself down to one woman, man, and she don't even make an attempt to please you, man? You tied down to one woman, you legally tied yourself to one woman, she don't even take that responsibility seriously, man. What you doing to yourself? I'm gonna tell you what you're doing. You're being a fool for her, man. Not just a small fool, not just an average fool, you've been a big fool. Another thing, if you're looking for the woman who ain't got no thought in her, you might well just go be a monk. If that's your goal, I'm going to find a woman who ain't got no thought in her. Boy, you don't even want the woman who ain't got no thought in her. Trust me. You don't want that woman. You mean tell me you want the one who said, no, I ain't gonna do that. No, I don't do this. No, I don't do that either. No, I ain't gonna do that right there. No, I don't do that. That's nasty. I ain't gonna do that. No, my mama told me don't do that. No, my grandma said don't ever do that. No, I ain't gonna do that. I don't know where you been. No, I ain't gonna do that. No, man. No, man. You take wee wee out that thing. No, I ain't gonna do that. No, I ain't gonna do that. You want me? No, I ain't gonna do that either. Okay. Oh, you want me? Okay. No, I ain't gonna do that. Well, you don't want that woman. You think you want her. You think you want her. Because even when you get her, you going to think she ain't got no thought in her. She just ain't got no thought in her for you. She just ain't got no thought in her for you. That's the worst woman you can have, man. A woman who ain't got no thought in her for you. Because let's be honest. We all want to be able to just do whatever we want to do intimately with our bro. We want to do that. We want to do that. So if you ain't getting that, you being a fool. Here's another thing, man. If you pay the cost to be the boss, if you pay all the bills and she still make decisions, man, you being a fool. Because those decisions cost money. See, after you pay the mortgage and you pay the electric bill and you pay the water bill, you pay the gas bill and you pay whatever else you got to pay, man. You pay private school and all that, man. When you pay all that, you pay for car maintenance, car insurance. When you pay all of that, homie, guess what else costs money? The decisions that are made in the household, they cost money. Some cost a lot, some cost a little. Some cost a lot now and a little bit later. Some cost a little bit now and a lot later. But all decisions cost. So how you gonna pay the cost to be the boss, then let the bra be the boss? The whole purpose in paying the cost to be the boss is to be the boss. Now I'm not saying be no slave driver. Go in there and cook me a sandwich. Go in there and put on that lingerie. I ain't talking about being a slave driver. I'm talking about when it comes to the life that you have built. You got to remember that you are just adding the woman to that life. She has no right to have any power. She has not earned the right to have any power. She just fitting into something that is already there. It's like when you pick a woman up, man, in your car. You pick her up, and put her in the car, man. She is in the car. She better not get in there and start messing with the radio, trying to put it on what she won't listen to. Boy, I remember one time back in the day, man, I took a woman back home for that. Pick a woman up, man. She got in my car, man. I'm in there, man. You know, I'm listening to what I listen to. You rolling with me, you're going to listen to what I listen to. That's just what it is. Now, I ain't going to have you in there the whole time, man. Got you in there listening to Gucci or nothing like that. But Gucci might slide across there every now and then. But whatever I'm playing, whatever it is, you ain't in the car to listen to my music. You in the car chilling with the Dundada. And if you in the whip, you touch it if you want to. We out. I'm finna turn right back around. Where we going? I forgot something. Like you going to my house. You forgot something at my house? Yeah. You must dropped it outside. No, I picked it up from outside. Pull up. All right, shout. I'm see you later. I thought you said you forgot something. I forgot to leave you here. That's it. Dropped it back off. Now, I ain't do all that, and I ain't say all those things. You know what I'm saying? I said I forgot something. Take it back to you. I forgot something. And she said, oh, okay. She didn't ask no questions. I just took her back to the crib, man. Dropped her back off. Say, I'm going to talk to you later, shawty. And to this day, she still don't know. Unless she's listening to this. She still don't know. That was years ago. She still don't know what happened. But my thing is, I'm not finna teach a woman that. See, my thing is, man, a woman don't have to be perfect, but she has to be perfectly trained in respect, shut upness, and obedience. If she ain't perfectly trained in respect, shut upness, and obedience, I teach her everything. Yeah, I teach her how to cook for me. Because if she know how to cook, she don't know how to cook for me. I don't like salt at all. Don't add no salt to my food at all. Don't add no salt or nothing with no sodium to my food. Just don't do it. She don't know that. She don't know how to cook like that. Most women are used to seasoning stuff with salt. They used to put salt in stuff. They ain't used to tasting what bell peppers taste like and what onions taste like, and the difference between Vidalia onions and yellow onions and red onions and white onions and green onions. They're not used to knowing the difference what scallions taste like. They're not used to the difference, and so they don't know how to season food. So I teach a woman how to cook for me. I ain't gonna teach her how to cook, but I teach her how to adjust the meals for me. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about it, man, When you put yourself in the best position, the most alpha version of yourself, then there's some things, man, that you can demand of a woman that the average man can't demand of her. Why? Because it's just the value that you bring to the situation. Another thing I tell you is this. When she stops performing optimally and you make up the difference, instead of putting your gaze, let's say your woman stopped cooking. Now all of a sudden you picking up something to eat every day. Let's say your woman stopped, your woman stopped being intimate, and now you're using Mama Palm and her $5. Ain't no way. No man with a woman in his house sleeping in his bed should have to use Mama Palm and her $5. No man should. No man should. But that's what men do. When she's not performing optimally, when she's not taking care of her responsibilities, see, for the ship to run smoothly, everything has to be done. Somebody got to swap the deck. Somebody got to raise the sail. Somebody got to do a what they call a roll call. Somebody got to do muster. You understand? Somebody got to be in the galley cooking. Somebody got to do all of these things. And if one thing isn't done, the whole day is thrown off for everybody because somebody who need to be doing something else got to make up for that. You shouldn't deal with that. Because let me tell you something right now. Marriage is a favor you doing to a woman. Marriage is always a favor for a woman. So that's why I don't condone dropping down on one knee to my, will you make me the happiest man ever alive on the face of the earth, no matter what they got? And marry me and be my wife and become Mrs. Dr. Nurse BOA. Don't make sense. How you gonna get on your knee and beg a woman to let you give her a benefit that you ain't gonna never give? How you gonna do that? How you gonna look at a woman, drop down on one knee, pop out a ring, and say to her, let me do you the favor of a lifetime? Because let me tell you something. A woman won't be intimate with a man that she don't like without pay. A woman won't move in with a man she don't like without pay. But a woman will marry a man she don't like because it's the ultimate payoff. It's the ultimate payoff. When you marry a woman, you are swearing to provide and protect for her, boy. You guaranteeing her provision and protection for as long as you live, till death do you part. You guaranteeing her that. Even if she don't give you no intimacy, you guaranteeing her that. Even if she don't do the things she's supposed to do at the house, you guaranteeing her that. And so when you're in a situation and the woman ain't doing nothing and you still holding up that guarantee, it's because you are used to being a fool for a woman who doesn't appreciate or value you. And she sure don't respect you. She sure don't respect you. And many men out here are stuck in situations with women who don't give them no love, no respect, no honor, no shut upness, no obedience, no nothing. And they still paying the cost to be the boss and providing and protecting that woman, man. See, here's the problem with guys. When you lock yourself down to one possible intimate partner, one possible intimate partner. Now, you may have one intimate partner, but when you make her the only possible intimate partner, then it's more likely that she's going to wield the hot pocket as a straightening tool for you, as a corrective rod for you. What? You can think you're going to be out all night with them guys? You ain't going to get no loving from me. And you better not get none while you're out there. You what? No, you ain't finna go out of town with them guys. No, you ain't finna do that. No, you better not buy that motorcycle. I don't want you to get no motorcycle now. You don't get no motorcycle now. You better put that. No, don't even think about getting no motorcycle. You get that motorcycle. You ain't gonna get no loving from me. No, you gonna come go around my mom, my dad. They having their anniversary. You gonna come? You think you ain't gonna come? You don't get no loving from me. The woman to do everything, the woman to gain weight, let herself go in all kind of ways, man, and still be trying to wield the hot pocket as a weapon against you. And you know what? You allow it. Never let a woman weaponize anything against you. Never let a woman make anything a corrective tool or corrective measure for you. She's treating you like a little boy. You don't let a woman do that, man. I had a woman tell me one time, man, if you take a break, don't expect things to be the same as they were when you get back. If you come back. I said, well, hell, I hope not. That's why I need a break from you. I hope they ain't gonna be the same because they if they gonna be the same, the break gonna last forever. So when you think about it, man, a woman would try to use anything as a weapon against you, a tool, a corrective measure. You better do this. If you want some loving from me, you better do this. If you want some loving from me, you better do this. That's how you end up getting put on the sofa. You know how many men get put on the sofa? You know how many men get put out of their bedroom in a warm bed? Now, I ain't saying the woman got to sleep with me. She ain't got to sleep with me. That's her choice. But if somebody get out the bed, it's going to be her. She going to sleep on the sofa. She going to sleep in the guest room. She going to sleep in the basement. She going to sleep on the air mattress. She going to go to a hotel. She going to go to her mama house. She going to do all that, homie. It ain't going to never be me. Ever. I wish a woman would say something to me. Mr. Couch, you sleeping on the couch? What? Fool, I bought the bed and the couch. Matter of fact, don't you sleep on now one of them. Make you a pallet. But you can only do that if you stay outside of legal marriage, because there's a lot of ways for a woman to wiggle and finagle you in legal marriage. She can say, well, here's abandonment, well, it's cruel and unusual treatment, and blah, 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 and irreconcilable differences. She could do all of that. And you know what the problem with that is? If she goes in there in front of them people, you almost always gonna lose. And without a prenuptial agreement, it don't matter if she right or wrong. When the divorce is finalized, you're gonna lose half of what you got. Now, if a woman stay with me in a non-legal marriage for, let's say, 10 years, and I decide I don't want her, I'm not gonna let her leave empty-handed, man. I wouldn't do that to her. Most High say you can't do that. You can't let the woman leave empty-handed, man. You get a woman some paper, man. Make sure she's straight, man, and give her a bill of divorcement and tell her to get out of my house. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here, shawty. But many men can't do that. And the main reason, the real reason that men can't do that is because they start viewing the woman as anything other than a helpmeet. She's my wife is my best friend. What y'all got in common enough for her to be your best friend? Well, shouldn't we be friends first? Hell no. What other friend you got you want to marry? Who wants to marry a friend? Who want to be friend with that old lady, man? Think about the thing you and your friend talk about. You want to be friend with your old lady? Your friends got too much information on you. You don't never want to have a relationship with your old lady, man, when you telling her everything. Y'all so cool that you telling her everything. Because here's what happens. Here's what happens. You can look at the fairy tales online and look at the fairy tales in the movies all you want to if you that dumb. But let me tell you something. If two people in a relationship and if they marry and then they get divorced, they rarely are friends after that. They rarely are friends after that. Especially if the woman's a wall banker. The woman's a wall banker, man, she finna move right on to the next man. You think Kim and Kanye friends right now? No, they ain't friends. Kim moved on to the next man. Temporary as it may be. Let me tell you something, man. When guys be talking about you, and I heard Farrakhan say this, until you have a woman, you don't know if you are one. Until you have a woman, you don't know if you are one. You mean tell me Isaac didn't know he was man before he had a woman? When his dad Abraham took him up there, see, let me tell you something, boy. We live in a society where there are no men who have been taught how to be men by men. They're being taught how to be men by women. And all a woman can do is make you the type of man that she would want. She can't do nothing else. She can make you the type of man that she would want, or make you the opposite of the type of man that she abhors. That's all she can do. A lot of times, the opposite of the man she abhors ain't even the man she wants. It's just a 180-degree extreme turn from what she doesn't like. So if she been treated a certain way by a certain type of man, she gonna raise her son to be the absolute opposite of that man, for better or for worse. And see, when you think about it, man, you gotta think about this. You can't look at a woman's beauty, because if you look at her beauty, you're gonna see something that look good, smell good, sound good, but it's gonna be rotten to the core. It's like looking at a big, beautiful apple. The most perfect apple you ever seen. Is shiny, no blemishes on it, no brown spots on it, no nothing. It's firm but soft enough where you just can't wait to take a bite. But some tell you cut it with a knife in four so you can see how it look on the inside. As soon as you cut it, a whole bunch of squishy stuff start coming out of you. You realize, man, the apple full of worms. But it didn't look like that on the outside. You can't tell if an apple got a worm in it, man, until you cut it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see that, little wormhole in it, you can't tell. And then that little wormhole could be anything. It could just be, could be one of the twigs in the tree stuck it right there. You don't know if an apple got a worm in it till you cut it open. You got to get to the inside of the apple. That's the reality of it, man. And what's real is that many men just forego that and overlook that, and they just look right at the outside and say, "Oh, what a shiny apple! Oh, such an amazing apple! I can't wait to take a bite." You say, "Hey, bro, you better cut it with that knife." "Oh no, I gotta bite this one," and you bite it, man. Now you got a mouthful of worms. You got a mouthful of worms, man, and that just ain't no way to be, man. All right, man. I got a couple super chats up here. Let me catch them, man. Who we got? Tony A, appreciate it. He said, "Will turn back into Nick Lowry." Miss Anita Carter, appreciate the 2 super stickers. David with a Y, appreciate the 2 bombs, man. David with a Y again, BOA spitting. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Appreciate it. Well, we got down here. Law, appreciate the 2 bombs. Law say never settle for lack of woman. Preach, dog. Ray Allen, appreciate the 5 bombs. Thanks for the content, the 5 content, doc. Salute, Ray. Appreciate you, man. Rational Logic, appreciate the dime. My bad, appreciate the dime. A woman should be terrified to bring up marriage with a man because she knows it will rock the boat or run him off. She sees a sucker when she is pushing for marriage. She really does, man. Alex Saplerko, appreciate the dub. Humble Line, appreciate the dub. I had a woman tell me one time, if I go out tonight, don't come back as if we live together. I got my own spot. There's no way you can give me rules. That's why a man need to make sure we have our own. Got to, man. You got to live in a separate residence, man, from your woman. You just got to do it. Dave with a Y, pretty wrap gift with nothing on the inside. Yeah, that's it, man. Pretty wrap gift with nothing on the inside. The box is beautiful. The wrapping paper is wrapped perfectly. I'm talking about it's so symmetrically correct. Big, beautiful ribbon on top of it. Open the box, man, ain't nothing but a jack in the box. And that's what's happening out here with these men. And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. If you try to apply game and tactics to dealing with women, you're not going to get a good result. That's why so many men who tried fell at it. You're not going to get a good result because it doesn't work. You got to be who you are. You got to be the truth for who you are. That's why the cold approach has such a low success rate, because everybody try game and tactics when they approach a woman instead of just keeping it a buck. I ain't finna cold approach a woman, but if a woman's showing interest and I go say something to her, when I start talking to her, I'm gonna talk to her from a position of power. I already know for a fact the woman want me. She showed me attraction confirmation. No matter how slight it may have been, she showed me attraction confirmation. And guys be talking about, well, man, just because a woman smile at you don't mean she like you. Just, man, you ever seen somebody smile at somebody they don't like? Just because the woman wink at you don't mean she like you. Just because the woman staring at you don't mean she like you. Okay. I tell you what, if the woman ain't staring at you, looking at you, winking at you, blowing kisses, looking you up and down, if she ain't doing none of that, I guarantee you she don't like you. And you can't approach her like she does. Here's the thing. The confident approach is to approach a woman like, hey, I know you want me. With attraction confirmation, you do that every time. You don't have to convince yourself. Because it'll never sound real. It'll always sound like game if you approach a woman like she wants you, but you don't really know. But a woman show you attraction confirmation, even if you think it's attraction confirmation, you still gonna approach her like, hey, I know you want me. Because you ain't gonna say that, hey, I saw you across the room, I know you want me. You ain't gonna say that stupid like that. But your approach to her, when you talk to her, you're gonna talk to her like a woman who already showed me she want me. But anyway, enough of that dating foolishness talk, man. We want to talk about more of that. Now, here's another thing I want y'all to understand. Anytime a woman's opinion of you affects you in a negative or positive manner, you already a fool for that woman. You already a fool for her. You understand? You got men who've been dressing themselves their whole life. Now I'm talking about getting major play, major attention from women, major respect from wherever they go, man, for their style. And then suddenly they get with a woman, man. Then they start asking a woman, how this look? What you think about this, y'all? How this look? Baby, how this look? You like this tie? Which tie you think I ought to wear, baby? Which one? Before you know it, man, that's the same thing as letting a woman dress you. If you got to give her approval for what you wear, she dressing you, dog. Why do that? Why do that, man? It doesn't make sense, man. It just doesn't make sense. And you got to have rules of engagement from day one. That's the problem with a lot of men in situations they don't want to be in. You didn't teach the woman how to interact with you by giving her consequences and repercussions for the way she interacted with you in the beginning. Let me tell you something. If you with a woman who has ever called you anything other than man, baby, daddy, my king, my lord, if a woman has called you a biatch, you just can't. It don't even matter how mad she was. It don't matter if you call her that. It don't matter if she has called you that once. You must leave her alone, or charge her a maintenance fee. Charge her a maintenance fee. If a woman call you that, man, and she ain't pay you 10 bands to stay with you, then you gotta get rid of her. That's the maintenance fee. 10 bands. At least 7,500. Somewhere between 7,500 and 10 bands. A woman gonna have to pay me for that mistake. If she said, "Oh, that was a mistake. I didn't mean to do that." Okay. Mistakes around here cost $7,500. A mistake like that's a $7,500 mistake. That's real, man. If she ain't got $7,500, man, that's it. She got to pay a fine for that type of mistake. That type of disrespect deserves a fine. But men won't do that. Men think that's crazy to do that. But in plenty of walks of life, man, women are used to having to pay for things they do wrong. That's a fine right there, man. She got to pay me $7,500. Woman called me that, man. She got to give me $7,500. If she ain't give me $7,500, man, I ain't finna talk to her no more. I don't want no check either. I'm talking about cash. She got to give me $7,500. She got to give me $7,500 cash, man. She got to do it. She got to go to her bank, withdraw it, and give it to me. Otherwise, it's a wrap. Second time, $15,000. Third time, $50,000. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, if a woman make a mistake, I will let her make a $7,500 mistake. I will let her make a $15,000 mistake the second time. I will let her make a $50,000 mistake. Here's the thing. You ain't never got to worry about a woman having that kind of money to give you, bro. You ain't going to ever be the one who got that kind of money. You just don't know that. So you got to understand, man, that there has to be consequences and repercussions for a woman doing things. And not because it's emotional. Oh, she called me that. I'm mad now. I'm mad. Not because you're mad, but because of the principle. Now, let's take a little bit further dive into this thing, man. Let's take a little bit further dive into this. Let's take a little bit further dive in this. Now, these are the actual 10 signs you're being a fool for a woman who doesn't appreciate or respect you. First of all, let's cover this. You have to accept a woman for how and who she is. You have to accept her for that. If you know when this one was younger, she's been all over the town with everyone, but now she's older and she's matured and she ain't like that no more, and you're going to be with that woman, you got to know that she is the woman she was. Because the scars of that life never go away. PTSD from being in the hood, it never goes away. Anybody who's been in the hood, man, and been around some, gunplay or some anything like that, man, and just been around it all the time, man, losing homies and throwing iron, having iron thrown at you, man, attempts on your life, or you making attempts on other people's lives, man. You got PTSD from that, and it never goes away. You can learn how to not let it affect your life, but it never goes away. It just never does. And so that's the same thing with a woman who's had that past. It never goes away. It just won't. And so you got to keep that in mind. Another thing is this. When you let a woman claim ownership over you, when a woman calls you my man, my boyfriend, my husband, my this, my that, my this, a woman has a sense of ownership that she don't even know she got. That's why she gonna always say my. Whenever a woman gonna get my man or my husband, how you gonna get somebody else my wood? How you gonna get somebody else my money? How you gonna get somebody else my time? How you gonna get somebody else my? They always got a sense of my because they have an internal ownership component that they own things that they didn't earn or that they didn't pay for. If you see us, if a man live in a condo and he renting it, we never call it my home. If we renting something, man, we just call it, man. You shit, man. We just, we don't call it, man. Yeah, man. I'm about to go. I'm about to go to my home, or this is my home. This is my house. We don't look at it like that. We understand the truth. Okay, I'm renting this. This thing belongs to somebody else. I'm renting it, enjoying it, but it belongs to somebody else. A woman can have an apartment and act like she buying it because she has a sense of ownership. Everything in her life, she owns it in some kind of way. So if you give her that ownership freely, you marry a woman, man, she calls you mine. You are hers. You belong to her. Boy, the worst thing a woman could do to me is call me hers. Unless she calling me my lord, my king. It's about my man, my husband. And especially if she go to claiming parts of me, how you gonna get somebody else my wood? Where your wood at? Take your pants off. Let me see it. I thought you didn't have one. But a woman will do that. Another thing is this. If a woman has unproductive communication, she don't know how to talk to you, man. I'm talking about she just don't know how to communicate. Sometimes, especially disrespectful communication. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, man, where a woman just don't know how to communicate. She don't know how to talk. You can't even understand. You can't understand nothing she's saying most of the time. She just sounds crazy all the time. That's a sign. That's a sign that you and that woman don't have a connection. Now let's talk. If all intimacy is initiated by you, then you'll be in a fool for a woman you're in a situation with. Because if a woman truly wants you, she gonna initiate some loving sometime. If she truly wants you, and what we're talking about is if a woman doesn't want you, you ain't got no time to be dealing with her. You ain't got no time to be dealing with her. You just really don't. And see, it's a psychological thing. When a woman lays ownership to you, in her mind, you belong to her. That's why they push for marriage so hard, because legally you belong to her. Legally, you can't go be with nobody else, or she can divorce you and take half of what you got. Another thing, if there is no intimate engagement at all, if there's no intimate engagement at all, bro, you taking care of a woman that don't even like you. You taking care of a woman that probably repulsed by you, man. You know how wild you got to be to have a woman in your career, man, living off your dime, man, and she finds you repulsive. She don't even want you to touch her. Some of you guys don't even live in the same, don't even, you can't even be in the bed with the woman. Y'all don't never be in the same bed. Even when you want us, y'all ain't in the same bed. Man, that don't make sense, man. To me, even listen, even with my woman having her own separate place, she's still gonna be in my bed sometime, and I'm gonna be in her. I probably won't never be in her. I listen, I won't never go to her crib. Cause her crib, that what she gonna be when her cycle on and all that. That what she gonna be. I probably will never go there. You might say, well, man, you don't know what she doing now. You know what? I don't care what she doing there. When you dating a woman, you don't know what she doing now. Do you care? Nope. The whole purpose is to keep the lines of communication like dating the way it is, the openness, the not sweating, the not being, the not answering to nobody, none of that, man. Because if you marry, you got to answer to your woman, or you're gonna lose half of what you got. Another thing, and this is a good point right here. This is a good point. If the woman is always taking, never giving, but still complains when you don't give what she wants, that's the one that the majority of men are dealing with. They give way more than the woman gives. They give, she receives, and then the time she doesn't receive, she complains about it. Like, like it's an all the time occurrence. You always do that. Or you don't never do this. When she know good and well that you're doing everything in your power to be the type of provider and protector that you know you need to be. And the woman still don't appreciate it. See, the main thing is if you're not appreciated, you're being a fool. That's any facet of life. If you're doing something for people and they don't appreciate it, you're being a fool to continue doing those things. Because if you're going to put yourself on the line to do the things that you should do, the least you deserve is appreciation. Even if you can't get reciprocation, you deserve appreciation. Appreciation sometimes is reciprocation. But if you're dealing with people, man, who can't even appreciate the thing you do for them, man, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? Do we doing all kind of things? Have a woman openly lusting after other men right in your face, whether in person or on the phone, or boy, if your woman is on the phone being flirtatious with somebody else, or she being flirtatious with somebody else right in your face, man, you still dealing with that? Why? Why do you think your value is so low that you got to deal with these type of things, man? Who told you that you have to deal with those types of things, man? Who told you that? Then some of you guys be working in the same place with your woman. You and her work in the same place, and there's a rumor at the job that she messing with somebody else. Boy, let me tell you something. The very moment she disrespects you the first time and you let it go, the very moment, I'm gonna say it again, the very moment she disrespects you the first time and you let it go, you been a fool. You can't let it go. That's why you can't let a woman pressure you into the type of relationship that she want to have with you. Who is she that you should be letting her pressure you into anything? Never do that. The truth of the matter is this, man. A lot of times you find yourself in a situation where Hold on, man. A lot of times you find yourself in a situation where you are allowing a woman to disrespect you at home. And you're thinking that, okay, this is just at home. She know how to act in public. Women are like children. If you let her get away with something at home, let's say you got a kid that cries to get their way at home 30 temper tantrums in the middle of the floor. What make you think they ain't gonna do that? You take them to the store and they want that candy or they want that toy and you don't give it to them. They're gonna fall out in the middle of the floor like they do at home. You know why? Because you let it work at home. You got to train people how to deal with you in everywhere. If you train them how to deal with you in their comfort zone, they're gonna know when they get out somewhere to not do it the same. They're gonna know that they gotta stay in pocket. So you know what? A lot of times you men let a woman do something y'all don't even put on ice. How many times you done been with a woman in the beginning of a relationship and she did something to get put on ice, but you ain't put on ice? If you can't tell me that there's been at least one woman in your life that at the beginning of dealing with her, you put her on ice and didn't ever talk to her no more, because sometimes you put on ice and she just ain't gonna talk to you no more. You ain't gonna talk to her, she ain't gonna talk to you. Sometimes it happens like that. But you ain't putting a woman on ice to keep her. You putting a woman on ice because what she did deserve her to be put on ice. So you got to keep in mind that when you allow a woman to disrespect you privately, then you're telling her you can disrespect me publicly. Because think about it. Women like an audience and they like validation. And so a woman is happy. Look at how all these women these days, man, are recording these guys in these compromising situations. I just did a video yesterday, man. On the last show, I played a couple clips, man, with this chick. She was embarrassing this dude, man, that went live, man, talking about how she pay all the bills and he stay at home. Now, he shouldn't be in that situation. But damn, just because he in that situation, the woman got to go live on him? Yes, because they love an audience. They love an audience. When a woman says she has fantasies of being an exotic dancer, it's not because she wants to just be a dancer. She likes dancing. It's because she's talked to exotic dance. She got cousins or friends, or she went to school with a girl who's an exotic dancer, and they told her the power that they have over the room at that time is exhilarating. So they want the power over the audience. That's just what it is, man. Like what I just put up yesterday, man, with Will and Jada, man, and the trans host. Yes, man, she wants to make a scene. She wants to be the center of attention at your expense. Gone are the days where the one want to be the center of attention with you and just be in your shadow while you cast this huge light in the room. No, she wants to be the light in the room. Here's another thing. If she puts anyone before you, you're being a fool. You know, there's this debate going on online about who should be fed first. Man, if I paid the cost to be the boss, man, I wish a woman would put a plate in front of anybody before she put my plate in front of me. Even them kids. When it come to me being put on that pedestal of king, man, them kids better get in line and get in their place. And even dudes be coming in and saying, yeah, see, a real man understand the kids come first. Man, that's the most feminine mindset ever. In a real man's mind, he comes first. Because you got to be the breadwinner, you got to be the provider, you got to be the protector, you got to be the spiritual guy. How you going to put people before you who can't lead? Where else you do that at? Well, where have you been where the person in the mailroom make more money than the person in the executive corner office? Nowhere. Because seniority has its privileges. You're the man of the house for a reason. Man, it's even worse if she putting somebody else's kids before you. If you a stepdad and the woman feeding the kid before you, or putting the kid before you, or valuing the kids, what the kid want before you, come on, man. Y'all ain't making no sense doing these types of things. No doubt, SJ, that big piece of chicken better be on my plate. Better be enough enough for me to get seconds if I want them to. And that's just the food, but we talking about with everything, man. On days, man, listen, if you had a long night, man, you was up handling business, man, taking care of business, you was up working all night, man, you get in bed, man, she better take them children somewhere that next morning. Well, I ain't want to keep them quiet. No, they've been at school all week. They want to get up and play and blah, blah. I don't want to hear none of that. You better take them to the park. You better take them to the bounce palace or somewhere. Let them jump on the trampolines or something. Do something with them. You know I got to be getting my rest, girl. You know I got to pay the cost to be the boss around here. I'm the breadwinner. You know I got to do all that. What's wrong with you? See, in that situation, your well-being is the least of her concerns. If you got a woman and your well-being is the least of her concerns, you've been a fool. You've been an absolute fool. And here's the thing: if you've allowed a woman to disrespect you for an extended period of time, then suddenly you find your gonads, you got to leave that woman. You've been a fool if you believe that woman suddenly gonna, suddenly view you a way she never viewed you before. Now, if you were on your most alpha version, then you fell off after you met the woman, yeah, you can recover then because the woman knows that you were this way and then you became that way. She knows that, you turned into something that you weren't. She knows that's not your true self. But if you start off a simp, boy, you ain't gonna be able to just jump out of the box and say, ha ha, no more simping here, shawty. You got to do this. That ain't gonna work, dog. Ain't gonna work, man. Here's the thing, man. If you are upgrading that woman financially in a way that no other man ever did. See, if you meet a woman with multiple children by multiple men and she broke, that's bad habits. That's her having multiple children, having a child by a man who can't do nothing for her, having a child by another man who can't do nothing for her, having a child by another man who can't do nothing for her, having a child by a man who can't do nothing for her. The fourth time. Anytime a woman keep doing that, man, you got to come through. You got to upgrade that woman's life for all those kids. All those kids. And that don't make no sense, man. That ain't the way to be. Anthony Slade, appreciate the $5 super sticker. Wilbur Wilson, appreciate Dub. I purposely called my daughter my seed. She is 7. She insists she's not my seed until I planted her. It took her a while to understand. Her mother carried her. I planted her. That's real, man. That's how it is. That's really what it is. Justin Moore, we can't get sexual submission without validation. I don't even know what that means, bro. We can't get sexual submission without validation. Your presence is her validation. If you build yourself to the more alpha version of yourself, man, don't you know how valuable you are? The problem is you men don't understand your value. You build yourself to the most alpha version of yourself, and then when you're at home in the mirror, oh, I'm the most alpha version of myself. Then you get in front of a woman, man, you go back to thinking she the prize. Do you not understand when you build yourself to the most alpha version of yourself, just being with you is her validation? And you see a young tenor with me, man, she just happy to be with me. That's her validation. Her validation is to show up somewhere and for y'all to say, man, that's a bad young tender BOA got with her right there. The thrill of her night will be for me to introduce her to y'all. That'll be the thrill of her night. And that's the mindset you have to have. And it's not going to be a mindset that all women are going to embrace. No, some women are too far gone. And that's the thing. If you got a woman that's too far gone to buy into the process of your progress, that's too far gone to buy into the concept that you are superior to her, that's too far gone to buy into the concept that you pay the cost to be the boss and you shall be the boss and she shall be the top employee of the month if she earn it, that's what you have to understand. You have to keep in mind that you are the value. You are the value, man. And that's just what you have to do. See, you in a situation, man. Well, think about this. You paying for her school. You pay for that cash. You pay off her debt. You're footing the bill for another man's kids. You're giving her money to take care of her family. And you can't even get shut up in this obedience. Man, let me tell you something. And this is what I want y'all to understand. If a woman does give you shut up and is in obedience from the beginning, she never will, because she has to have been taught that by someone. Someone had to teach her obedience. Somebody had to teach her shut upness. She has to grow up in a household, in an environment, in a society that perpetuates that as the way a woman should be. And you're just not going to find that in the West, especially in the US. You're not going to find that, because women have too many outlets around here to voice whatever they want to voice. And they can still get a man who got money. And here's the thing. If you got enough money, a woman will forego all that other stuff. So no matter how alpha you are and you got paper, there's a man out there who ain't half as alpha as you are, who ain't never even thought about becoming the most alpha version of himself, that got as much paper as you or more, that's willing to give that woman whatever he got. He'll give her the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. He'll give her the world and all that you will not. He'll do that. And she'll accept that, because in her mind, she deserves that. So a woman will compromise the quality of man if she can still live the lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? And there's too many men who have settled for just having the lifestyle. There's men who know they aren't the most alpha version of themselves, but they done got some money. Now they didn't stop growing. They don't even care about growing no more. You ever seen a man get money, man? He in shape, fit, get money, man. Boy, blow it about 300, 400 pounds. Polo the Don, the producer, man, he did that. Polo Don, man, used to be real. Man, that dude blew up, man. He was about 320 pounds. Because you don't have to. Here's the thing about becoming the most alpha version of yourself. You don't do that for women because you don't need to do that to get women. The only part you need to take care of to get women is the financial part. Women will jump because of the money. Now, how you interact with the woman is going to be based on you become the most alpha version of yourself. But to get the woman, all you got to do is get the money. You can get the women if you get the money. And many men stop at that point because they don't want to deal with women from a position of power. They just want to be able to have them. They don't care if the woman treat them like a dog, slap them around, do all that. They don't care nothing about that. They just want to be able to show up in public with a bad bra. That's all they care about. They want you to see them with a woman that they couldn't get before. It don't matter if she walking way in front of him and you know doing all of that, man, and all these types of things, man. And you got to keep in mind, man, that this journey we're on, it's not about women. It's not about other men. It's about life. It's about living as much of your life as you can as the most alpha version of yourself. That's true joy. True joy is living as much of your life as you can, living the majority of your life as the most alpha version of yourself. That's what joy is, man. And many men don't understand that. And here's another thing. Here's a telltale sign that you are being a fool for a woman. If she has the audacity to give you ultimatums. If a woman give you an ultimatum, you got to, here's the one of the things you have to automatically drop a woman for if she gives you an ultimatum. Or let me say that's one of the things that I drop a woman for. Ultimatum. Now, because here's the thing. It's not about me feeling any way about an ultimatum. A woman who would dare give a man an ultimatum has not been taught how to be a feminine woman. See, what women don't understand, we want femininity. So if you got a woman who's not giving you femininity, especially if you're paying the cost to be the boss, you're a fool. You've been a fool for her, man. You can't afford to do that. You cannot afford to do that, man. It doesn't make sense. And so you have to understand this. That's a form of disrespect. And when disrespecting you has become so normal that you're used to it, she's used to it, y'all just accept it as a part of y'all life. Y'all ain't even mad about it. Y'all ain't even upset. Y'all don't care nothing about it. Y'all just chilling. Y'all just doing y'all thing And her disrespecting you is just a part of y'all lives, man. Y'all life together is based on her disrespecting you. And you saying, yes, dear. And you trying to see what you can do to fix it and make it better. If you trying to fix something with a woman who intentionally breaking it, you being a fool, man. Oh, and let me tell you another thing. Don't you dare fix your beta male simp mangina mouth to talking about, I'm going to stay with this disrespect woman for the kids. I'm going to do it for the children. I'm going to hold the family together for the children. Well, if you got a disrespectful woman, you ain't got no family. You got a woman that's living off you. You got a woman that's living off your energy. You got a woman that disrespecting you in front of your children, man, making the relationship with your children even worse. And even worse than that, if a woman got a child already and you in the stepdad position and she disrespect you in front of her child by another man, if she disrespect you in front of her child by another man, bro, that thing over. You can't bounce back from that. That thing over. All the way over. Ain't no bouncing back. You on your mystical, man. You keep bumping me against the wall. Yeah, I know I let you try before. But until you see me, trust me, you ain't seen bouncing back. You have to. You have to make sure that you have your mind focused on controlling the environment when you're with a woman, man. When a woman's with you, you got to control the environment. You cannot let her control you with intimacy. You cannot let her control you with the threat of leaving. You can, man, if a woman threatens you with leaving, the best thing you could do is try to figure out how to usher her on out the door. You just can't do it, man. You can't do it. And these are just some of the things, man, that you absolutely can't do. If the sexual engagement, the intimate engagement places you in a servant position, like if all you worried about is how to please her, if that's your main goal, if intimacy between you and her revolves around her pleasure, you are being a fool. The one thing a woman can give you is pleasure. What else can she give you? When you really think about it, man, what else can a woman give you besides intimate pleasure? Intimate pleasure and children, but they all one and the same because for the children to come, the intimate pleasure had to come first. The intimate pleasure and the results thereof are all she can give you. And what women don't understand, man, don't nobody care about your money. Only man who care about your money is a man who ain't got none. Now, do you want a woman who in a position where she can maintain her life that she got when you meet her? Yes. But the majority of the time you meet a woman today, man, she gonna be struggling. Like she gonna be real life struggling, man. And that's a tough way to live. That's a tough way to be. There ain't no benefit in that. There ain't no joy or happiness in struggling. If you were a woman, she introduced you to people as her friend or her anything other than her king. Or even just by your name. Anytime a woman say that y'all friends to anybody and you think y'all in a relationship, boy, you just got the biggest wake-up call that you been a fool that you ever did. Probably gonna make you cry. You probably gonna cry in the car. But when you get through crying, recognize that it's time for you to leave. And here's the final coup d'etat. If you're in a situation with a woman that makes you absolutely miserable and you keep trying to figure out ways to stay in it, man, you've been a fool for a woman who has shown you that she don't appreciate you, she don't respect you, she don't like you, she don't want you, she don't lust you, she don't desire you, she don't even see you, man. You just a space in the house, man, that she just had to go around. She don't even see you. And you still trying to hold on to the situation. That ain't no way to be, man. Focus on building yourself into the more alpha version of yourself and then understand that version of you only deserves submission, shut upness, obedience. It don't deserve anything else. Anything less is just not good enough for you as your more alpha version, man. It's just not good enough. And I want y'all to remember that. Y'all comment down below, man, when this thing go live, man. Make sure y'all come back through when they go live, man, and go spam the comments, man, and jump off in there, man. So go in there, man, spam the comments, man, with alphas up. When you come in, man, just go in there and comment alphas up. Appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. It's been real. SJ3, my brother, found Mo in the building. Brown Hornet came through. Once again, to the brother Wilbert Wilson. Appreciate you, man, for the sponsorships of the show, man. 2-time, man. I appreciate everybody else coming through, man, with all the donations, man. It's been super real and pure. Okay, I forgot bonification. See, bonification. Appreciate the dime, paying my dues as a 19-year-old. I got to say your advice is changing my life. Good, man. Good. I can do that, man. Good. Well, you know what? You can pick it up, man. I'm giving the advice. You changing it by taking it and applying it to your life. Mike is so dope. Appreciate the dime. Appreciate the dub. Thanks for giving the principal. Okay, I think I already got Mike. All right, Daniels Honey, I see you in here. All right, man, let's get ready to slide on out there, joint, man. I appreciate everybody being in the joint. I ain't gonna lie, boy. I like this Sony A7 IV, boy. That thing's sharp, boy. Look at it. Boy, that's a dope camera right there, man. I'm gonna go record some content on this one tomorrow, man. That thing dope. Look at that autofocus. Bam, 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 bam. Listen, the Sony autofocus is a fool, man. If you're gonna create content, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I recommend Sony. I used to recommend Panasonic, but they won't get that autofocus right. I recommend Sony, man. You gotta get Sony. Now the colors are right, and this is just straight out of camera colors, man. I ain't do no adjustment to it. Straight out of camera colors, man. Phenomenal, man. I like it. So let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. And to the dude who said don't nobody care about cameras, man, that 50 million content creator that care about cameras, homie. So let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. Hey, listen, man, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, make sure you tell them in the alpha sphere, alphas up, betas down. It's the motto. My squad sniper game. We out. Peace. Seems like no matter what you do sometimes, your efforts go underappreciated or unappreciated, period. You know, all we do, man, is try to give men the information they need to become the best version of themselves. No hate. We love women. We don't hate them. We just don't take no foolishness. And we can't be controlled by our lust. Those men can, but not us. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though. Now I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just the protection and provision is more than a woman can ever make up for, man. So I'm not saying don't give her props for what she does, but damn sure never make her feel like she's more important to you than you are to her, because it's just a figment of your imagination. She knows the truth, so you have to understand the truth as well. This is called the abundance mindset. There's nothing she can give you that you can't give yourself, besides a baby. And do you really want one of those right now? Nope. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though. You see, the main thing that men let women slide with is shut-uppiness and obedience. Now, when you use the term obedience with a woman, she automatically relates that to being a slave. But slaves aren't obedient. Obedience is a choice. Slaves either do it or die. Shut-uppiness is another thing that women have a problem with.
It doesn't mean you can't talk. It means that you can't talk when I'm talking. It means that when we're talking about things that I do as the man, you don't have an opinion on those things. Because I make decisions based on facts, not opinions. Not even my own opinions, and most certainly not yours.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto.